What's going on, guys? It's Dylan here. I'm back again with another video. And this video, I'm going to be giving a little education while also sharing my memories of a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And he is also a former ECW World Heavyweight Champion and a former WWE World Tag Team Champion. Now, he's also had some other titles. He's been involved in King of the Deathmatch tournament, which we'll cover in a little bit. He is 75 years of age. Born, believe it or not, even though he is a Texas boy, he was actually born in Hammond, Indiana on June 30th, 1944. His name? Terry Funk, the man who for years has called himself middle-aged and crazy. Made his debut 1965, working in his father Dory Funk Sr.'s territory, the NWA Western States Wrestling. His debut match on December 9th was against a wrestler by the name of Sputnik Monroe. He ended up moving to Championship Wrestling for Florida, winning the NWA World title from Jack Briscoe in '75. Went to All Japan, won a few titles with his brother Dory Jr. Between '72 and '91. Comes to WWE in '85, left in '86, very short run. WCW between 1989 and 1990, and also went in '94. His most famous match there was an I Quit match at Clash of the Champions 9 against Ric Flair, which Terry Funk did lose. Then comes the IWA King of the Deathmatch tournament, which he did lose the tournament in the final match of the tournament against Cactus Jack, who many people know as Mick Foley. Now, IWA, this is death matches. It's not hardcore matches, and it's even crazier than that CCW Combat Zone Wrestling promotion, which I'm not even going to get into that. They had things like exploding barbed wire boards, barbed wire ropes, exploding ring time bombs, beds of nails, fire, glass, all that crazy stuff. I've actually tried to go watch King of the Deathmatch tournament. I can't find it anywhere. Then he comes to ECW. At the time, it was called Eastern Championship Wrestling, and then became Extreme Championship Wrestling. Terry Funk's biggest moment in the company was when he won the ECW World title from Raven after going through a three-way dance just moments prior at ECW's first ever pay-per-view, Barely Legal, on April 13th, '97. Great match, both matches, the three-way dance and the match right thereafter he had against Raven. Great match, and the ending of the pay-per-view is very emotional to see Terry Funk, who had won both matches, in the crowd with Tommy Dreamer holding the championship above his head. Just real emotional match. The whole pay-per-view is great. I really recommend go watching it. Comes back to WWF in '97 under the name Chainsaw Charlie. I didn't really like the gimmick. I don't understand why he couldn't be Terry Funk, but him and Cactus Jack entered into a feud with the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, wanting the tag titles, and they eventually would get those tag titles at WrestleMania 14 in a dumpster match, which Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack did win, but would lose the titles back to the Outlaws the following night in a steel cage. Terry Funk goes back to ECW in 1998 to have a short feud against Tommy Dreamer, and then he goes to WCW, which it was just a very, very short run from 2000 to 2001. And then after that, he does hit the independents until about 2006. He comes back to WWE 4 different times, in 2006, 2009, 2013, and 2016. The big one was in 2006 when he came back for the 2006 ECW One Night Stand to team with Tommy Dreamer and Beulah McGillicuddy against Mick Foley, Edge, and Lita in a losing effort. He was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2009 by Dusty Rhodes, at the same time as his brother Dory. And then in 2013, Terry Funk in turn inducts Mick Foley into the Hall of Fame. And then the 2016 return was just a cameo appearance. But mainly from 2006 to present day as we speak now. Yes, at 75 years old, he still wrestles. He's been working the independent circuit, a lot of stuff in Japan. His most recent return to the ring was 2017 for Big Time Wrestling in Raleigh, North Carolina. team with the Rock and Roll Express in a six-man tag where they defeated Doug Gilbert, Jerry Lawler, and Jerry Lawler's son, the late great Brian Christopher, who some may remember from the Attitude Era as Grandmaster Sexay. He appeared as a bouncer in the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze in '99. Terry Funk married his wife Vicki Ann in 1965. They have two daughters together, Stacy and Brandy. Terry and Vicki at one point did own a ranch in Canyon, Texas, which they did sold, and unfortunately Vicki passed away in 2019. Funk was also in the documentary Beyond the Mat. Close friends with NFL player John Ayers. I actually didn't know that until I did my research. And that's basically his whole career in a shorthand version, because it would take me a couple hours to go over his full career. But some of my memories of Terry. Wow. Most of my memories of Terry Funk actually come years later after he basically left the main scene, going back and watching stuff on the network. Going back watching him in ECW. Another great ECW match he had was the first ever three-way dance for, at the time, the Eastern Championship Wrestling Championship, with him, Sabu, and Shane Douglas. It went to a 1 hour time limit draw. No winner. Fantastic match. It's a great wrestling match. That is the thing about Terry Funk. Yes, he's crazy. Yes, he's hardcore. Yes, he's extreme. And yes, he brawls. But he is one of the greatest professional wrestlers ever in the sport of professional wrestling. And I know there's got to be people that are going to see this and are going to, if you're going to chastise me, if you're thinking about chastising me in the comments for calling professional wrestling a sport, don't. But it's a sport and a business I truly love, and Terry Funk's he's probably my top 25. I can't put him in my top 10. There's just so many people, but it's hard to keep him out of my top list, but he would definitely be in my top 25 just because he is such a unique and developed character, I guess. You could hardly tell when he's in character or not. It's very difficult. When he is on, he is dead eye on. And the thing about Terry Funk, his stories. I've watched shoot interview clips where he's telling different stories for one reason or another. It's just great to listen to him talk because he's been in the business for so long. And if I was going to make a list of, let's say if I wanted to open a wrestling school and I wanted to hire, and I had the money to hire anybody to train prospects, he'd be one of the guys I'd get a hold of, find a way to get a hold of to bring him in to help train these guys, because there is no way you can't learn anything about the business from Terry Funk in and out of the ring, because he's been around it for so long. And he's one of the toughest guys known in the business. Believe Mick Foley once, if I'm quoting this correctly, I believe Mick Foley was quoted once saying that Terry Funk's slaps feel like punches and his punches feel like bricks. Imagine how hard a brick is. Now imagine a man punching you so hard it feels like you've been hit over the head with a brick. So that's the kind of guy you wouldn't want to tangle with. And I'm sure he had a lot of fights back in his day going to bars, because hearing different stories from wrestlers and shoot interviews, that was a thing that would happen often back in the 60s, 70s, 80s. They'd go into a bar, there'd be some guy running his mouth talking about how, about a wrestler, and then he'd use that F word. Back then, you defended the business. You didn't break kayfabe. If somebody asked you if it really was real, you told them it was. But you used that F word around them, and that F word I'm talking about is fake. Back then, that would probably get you beaten pretty good. Go look at the Dr. D. David Schultz situation. That reporter saying to David Schultz's face, saying that, and I quote, "I think it's fake." Dr. G. David Schultz smacked him right to the ground. Or that reporter on Good Morning Kuwait with Vader and Undertaker on it. And he asked Vader if it was fake. Vader grabs him by the collar of his shirt and goes, "Does that feel fake?" And it got Vader arrested and detained. So, yeah, everybody by now knows it's a work. I will not use that word to describe the business. But everybody by now knows it's a work, knows it's scripted, choreographed, predetermined. But there's nothing fake about that. Trust me, I've never been in a ring, but I can guarantee you it hurts to fall on that ring. I have seen video of people in a wrestling school running those ropes. You run them long enough, you get cut up, you get bruised, because they're not ropes, they're cable. That's cable. There's nothing soft on that mat. It's the foreign objects, the steel chairs and stuff, they're not fake. They're not gimmicked. The tables, I've heard WWE, they make a small, very shallow cut so they get the table to break the way they want it. Yes, but that's it. That's a real table, folks. But anyway, I'm rambling. One of my favorite memories of Terry Funk, other than him winning the title at Barely Legal 97 for ECW, has to be, I would have to say it is the 2006 ECW One Night Stand match he was involved in, because it was just insane to see a man of that age, at that age, just doing the crazy things he did at his age. Or a great clip you'll probably see in a lot of OMG moment compilations from WWE is, I believe, Raw, I think it was 98. He was doing a match against Mark Henry, and he tries to do a moonsault off the apron to land on Mark Henry, who's standing. He barely clips Mark Henry, but his legs, his thighs, land right on that steel guardrail. At the time, that wasn't no padded barricade. It was a steel guardrail. And he finished the match. Terry Funk's one of the toughest men to ever lace up a pair of boots in the ring. Anyway, that's all I got for today, unless I end up going to an hour and a half video, and I don't think most people would want to watch an hour and a half of me just talking about one guy. But that's pretty much it I have today on Terry Funk. I don't know if he'll make another comeback anytime soon. I kind of hope he does. I'd like to see if he could still go at 75 years old. But it may, as if he does, he's got to be careful, because he is 75, and as tough as he is, but as tough as he is, he has had multiple knee surgeries. So time can only tell. I want to thank you guys for watching this today. Please like, subscribe, and please leave comments, leave feedback, give me suggestions on videos. I would really appreciate it. It would really help me come out with new content. And, if you want me to do another video like this on somebody that's been in the wrestling business, not anybody that's active, nobody that's active. Terry Funk is an exception, but the last match he had was in 2017. So nobody that's active. I'd like to do somebody who's retired, who has passed away, something like that. Just please give me your suggestions in the comments. I really appreciate it. Please share out the videos. I want to grow this into a good community to eventually branch out and start doing other things other than talking about wrestling. But that's it for today, everybody. Have a nice day. Dylan signing out.